Tell you something, baby. Life ain't about crying over people who don't see your worth. Life ain't about begging for attention from someone who don't appreciate the love you're giving. There comes a point in every woman's life when she has to decide whether she's going to keep running after someone who doesn't care or if she's going to stand up, hold her head high, and walk away like a queen. And I'm not talking about walking away in a weak, half-hearted way. I'm talking about walking away with strength, with dignity, with every ounce of pride that makes a man stop and notice that he might have just lost the one thing he couldn't have. See, too many women, they get caught up in thinking that love means putting yourself in a position where you're constantly reaching, constantly texting, constantly explaining yourself. And baby, let me tell you, love is not that complicated. Love does not make you small. Love does not make you beg. Love makes you feel valued, makes you feel seen, makes you feel respected. And when you start realizing that the man in front of you is not giving you that, that's when you need to step back. That's when you need to stop reacting, stop pleading, stop hoping for change. That's when you have to walk away like a queen. Now, I know it's not easy. I know your heart wants to text, to call, to say something, anything to keep a connection alive. I know it because I've seen it. I've seen women break their hearts over and over again, thinking that their words, their tears, their constant attention will make a man suddenly realize how special they are. But let me break it to you real simple, it won't. You cannot force someone to appreciate you. You cannot make someone love you by begging, crying, or chasing. You either walk away with grace or you stay and suffer silently, letting your worth be diminished day by day. And walking away with grace, baby, that's where the power is. That's where the queen lives. When you walk away like a queen, you're not just leaving a man behind. You're leaving behind everything that doesn't serve you. You're leaving behind disappointment, heartbreak, frustration, all those little things that make you feel less than you are. And you're stepping into something greater. The part of life where you recognize your own value and start living in alignment with it. No tears, no texts, no drama, no excuses. Just silence. Silence is loud, baby. Silence speaks louder than 1,000 words ever could. When you stop contacting him, stop chasing him, stop putting yourself in a position to be hurt, you're sending a message that's so clear, it echoes through his mind every day. That message is, I am not settling. I am not begging. I am a queen, and I will be treated like one. And here's the thing about men. They notice. Oh, they notice, but they don't notice in the way you think. When a man has a woman who gives everything, and then she suddenly stops, that's when his brain starts working overtime. That's when he starts thinking, starts questioning, starts realizing, wait a minute, what did I just let go? But by that time, you're already gone. You've already reclaimed your power. You've already reminded yourself that your love is precious and it's not up for grabs to someone who doesn't see it. And that, my sister, is the ultimate power move. Walking away doesn't mean you hate him. Walking away doesn't mean you're petty or mean. Walking away doesn't even mean you've given up on love. No, walking away is about self-respect. Walking away is about protecting your heart, your energy, your peace. You're not walking away because you're weak. You're walking away because you're strong. You're walking away because you understand that love is not about suffering in silence. It's about finding someone who lifts you, cherishes you, and mirrors the love you give. And every woman deserves that. Every woman deserves to be treated like a queen. Now, let me tell you something about silence. Silence is powerful because it forces reflection. When you stop texting, when you stop crying, when you stop explaining yourself, a man is left with only his thoughts. And in that silence, he starts replaying moments, thinking about what he lost, thinking about how he let someone amazing slip through his fingers. And sometimes, yes, that's when he realizes his mistake. Sometimes that's when he comes running. But here's the kicker. You don't do it for him. You don't walk away to make him notice you. You walk away for yourself. You walk away to honor your own value, to protect your heart, and to show the world and yourself that you are not to be taken lightly. Too many women fall into the trap of believing that their worth is tied to someone else's recognition. And that, baby, is a lie. Your worth is not determined by who notices it. Your worth is not determined by who chases it. Your worth is inherent. It's built into the very core of who you are. And when you finally accept that, when you finally embrace that, walking away becomes easy. Because you're not leaving from a place of anger. You're not leaving from a place of hurt. You're leaving from a place of clarity, strength, and self-respect. And I want you to hear me clear. This is not about running from love. This is about refusing to accept anything less than the love you deserve. This is about saying, I will not settle. I will not beg. I will not diminish my value for anyone. That, sister, is what it means to walk away like a queen. That, sister, is what it means to live with dignity, to live with strength, and to live with unshakable self-respect. You see, walking away like a queen isn't a one-time act. It's a mindset. It's a lifestyle. It's a declaration that you will no longer compromise your peace, your happiness, or your worth for anyone. And when you adopt that mindset, when you truly believe in it, everything changes. Men treat you differently. People respect you differently. And most importantly, you treat yourself differently. You no longer tolerate anything less than what you know you deserve. And there is no greater power in life than that. So next time you feel the urge to text, to call, to cry over someone who doesn't value you, stop. Take a deep breath. Walk away like a queen. Hold your head high. Embrace the silence. Let that silence do the talking. Let that silence remind him what he lost. But more importantly, let that silence remind you who you are. A strong, powerful, unshakable queen who refuses to settle for anything less than she deserves. And trust me, baby, the moment you step into that silence with grace, dignity, and pride, you'll never look back the same way again. You'll never question your value again. You'll never doubt your power again. Because a queen knows she doesn't need tears to prove her love. She doesn't need texts to prove her worth. She doesn't need drama to command attention. A queen knows her value and she carries it everywhere she goes. And when she walks away, it's not in sadness, it's not in despair, it's in absolute strength, in absolute clarity, in absolute power. And that, my sister, is how you take back your life, your peace, and your happiness. That's how you step into your crown, and that's how you become truly unstoppable. I want to talk to you today about something a lot of women don't want to admit. They keep themselves small for people who don't even see them. They keep texting, calling, crying, explaining themselves over and over again, hoping that the man in front of them will suddenly wake up and realize just how special they are. And let me tell you something, baby, that's not love. That's desperation. That's not dignity. That's giving your power away. There comes a time in your life when you have to make a choice. You can continue to chase someone who doesn't value you, or you can step back, hold your head high, and walk away like a queen. And walking away like a queen, I'm talking about no tears, no texts, just silence, is one of the most powerful things you will ever do in your life. Too many women think that being in love means bending over backwards, sacrificing everything, and putting themselves last. And yes, we all want to love, we all want to be loved, but real love doesn't require that you lose yourself. Real love doesn't make you feel small, it doesn't make you beg, and it doesn't make you question your worth. When a man is meant for you, when a man truly values you, he's not going to make you chase him. He's not going to ignore your love or take it for granted. And when he does, you need to recognize that and take a step back. You need to remember who you are and what you deserve. You need to walk away like a queen. Now, let me tell you something about the power of silence. Silence is more powerful than all the words in the world. Silence makes a man stop and think. Silence makes a man realize what he lost. Silence speaks volumes without you ever saying a word. When you stop texting, when you stop crying, when you stop reaching out, suddenly the man who didn't notice you before is left with only his thoughts. And those thoughts, baby, are going to hit him harder than anything you could ever say. Because while you were giving, while you were loving, while you were chasing, he took it all for granted. And now that silence is your weapon. That silence is your crown. That silence is you walking away like a queen. Walking away like a queen isn't about being cruel, and it's not about punishing someone. It's about protecting your heart, your peace, and your dignity. You're showing yourself and the world that you will not settle for less than you deserve. You're showing him that you're not a doormat, that your love is not cheap, and that your heart is not to be played with. And the moment you step into that mindset, your energy changes. Your presence changes. Your aura changes. You don't have to chase anyone because you know your worth. You don't have to cry over someone who doesn't see your value because you know it yourself. And baby, let me tell you, a woman who knows her worth is unstoppable. I want you to understand something. Walking away like a queen is not about running from love. It's about refusing to accept anything less than what you deserve. It's about setting boundaries. It's about saying to yourself, I am not here to be used. I am not here to be taken for granted. I am here to be loved, respected, and cherished. And when you make that decision, when you decide to hold your head high, stop texting, stop begging, and just step away in silence, that's when your power emerges. That's when your confidence shines. That's when life begins to respect you in a way that words never could. Think about this. A man who has never valued you suddenly has all the space to think about what he lost. And while you're not doing it for him, while you're not waiting for him, while you're not texting him every day, he's realizing that the woman he had wasn't just anyone. She was a queen, and queens are not easy to come by. Queens don't settle. Queens know their worth. Queens walk away without explanation because their actions speak louder than any words ever could. And when he finally recognizes that, guess what? He might come running. But by then, baby, you're already gone. You're already protecting yourself. You're already stepping into a life that honors your value. Let me be real with you for a second. I know it hurts. I know your heart wants to reach out. I know you feel lonely. I know you feel like you're missing something. But I also know this. You cannot trade your self-respect for temporary comfort. You cannot trade your dignity for a few texts, a few phone calls, a few empty promises. When you walk away in silence, you're making a statement. You're making a statement to yourself. You're making a statement to him, and you're making a statement to the world. You're saying, I will not compromise my worth for anyone. I will not beg for attention. I will not settle for less than I deserve. And baby, that statement is loud, powerful, and unforgettable. And don't think for a second that walking away like a queen is weak. Oh no, baby. It takes courage. It takes strength. It takes a deep understanding of your own value to walk away without saying a word, without sending a single text, without shedding a single tear. Because every ounce of you wants to reach out, wants to explain, wants to justify why you gave so much. But the real power is in stopping. The real power is in holding your head high. The real power is in stepping away and letting silence do the talking. Because silence is truth. Silence is clarity. Silence is a reflection of your strength. And here's the truth about men. They respect strength even if they don't show it at first. They notice confidence, they notice dignity, and they notice a woman who refuses to settle. When you walk away like a queen, you're not only preserving yourself, you're also teaching him a lesson about value, about respect, about love. And even if he never comes back, even if he never realizes what he lost, you've won. You've taken your power back. You've honored yourself. You've set a standard that no one can ignore. Too many women fail to understand this. They think that love means suffering in silence, crying in secret, begging for attention, and hoping that someone changes. But love doesn't do that. Respect doesn't do that. Value doesn't do that. Walking away like a queen is not selfish. It's wise. It's strategic. It's emotional intelligence in action. Because you know what's worse than a man who doesn't value you. It's you not valuing yourself. And you, baby, are worth every ounce of love, every bit of respect, every measure of happiness that life can give you. So the next time you feel like reaching out, remember this: no tears, no text, just silence. Let your silence speak. Let your strength shine. Let your dignity command respect. Walk away like a queen, because queens do not chase. Queens do not plead. Queens do not diminish their value for anyone. And queens live in a way that commands attention without ever saying a word. Step into your power. Step into your peace. Step into your queen energy. Know that every tear you don't shed, every text you don't send, every desperate call you don't make is a victory for your heart. It's a victory for your dignity. It's a victory for your future. And that, baby, is how queens handle love, loss, and life. That is how you take control, protect your heart, and show the world and yourself that you are not to be played with. You are not to be ignored. You are a queen, and you will always walk away with your crown held high. No tears, no text, just silence. Now let me talk to you about something real, something that most women don't want to admit. Too many women give their hearts, their time, their energy to men who don't even notice it. They text, they call, they explain, they cry, all in the hope that maybe, just maybe, this man will suddenly wake up and see their worth. But let me tell you something, baby, that's not love. That's desperation. That's not power. That's giving away your crown without even realizing it. There comes a time in every woman's life when she has to decide, Am I going to keep chasing someone who doesn't value me? Or am I going to step back, hold my head high, and walk away like a queen? And I'm talking about walking away like a queen with no tears, no text, just silence. The kind of silence that makes a man stop, think, and realize he might have lost something precious. You see, far too often, women believe that being in love means sacrificing themselves, putting themselves last, and bending over backward to keep someone around. And yes, we all want to love, we all want to be loved, but love should not make you small. Real love never makes you beg. Real love never makes you chase. Real love doesn't make you question your value every day. And when a man fails to recognize that, that's when you have to take a step back. That's when you have to remember your worth and walk away like a queen. Let me break it down for you. Walking away like a queen isn't about being cruel. It isn't about punishing him. It's about preserving yourself. It's about protecting your heart, your peace, and your dignity. When you step away, you're saying to yourself and to the world, I am not here to be played with. I am not here to be used. I am here to be respected, cherished, and valued. And the moment you embrace that, something magical happens. Your energy changes. Your presence changes. You don't need to chase anyone because you know your worth. You don't need to cry over someone who doesn't see your value because you understand it yourself. And baby, there is nothing more powerful than a woman who knows her value. Now, let's talk about silence. Silence is more powerful than any words you could ever say. Silence makes a man stop and think. Silence makes a man replay every moment he had with you. Silence makes a man realize what he lost. You stop texting, stop calling, stop explaining yourself, and suddenly the man who didn't notice you before is left with only his thoughts. And those thoughts, baby, can cut deeper than anything else. While you were giving, while you were loving, while you were chasing, he took it for granted. But that silence, that's your crown, that's your power. That's you walking away like a queen. Walking away is not weakness, it's courage. It takes strength to resist the urge to text, to cry, to explain why you gave everything you had. It takes strength to step back and honor yourself, your heart, your peace. Because every time you don't react, every time you don't beg, every time you don't chase, you're proving something to yourself, that your love has value, that your dignity matters, that your happiness is not for sale. And the moment you realize that, you step into a power that no man can ever take from you. I want you to hear me on this. Walking away like a queen is not running from love. It's refusing to accept anything less than what you deserve. It's saying, I am not settling for crumbs. I am not begging for attention. I am not compromising my peace. That's strength. That's emotional intelligence. That's self-respect. And let me tell you, when you step into that mindset, everything changes. Men treat you differently. People respect you differently. And most importantly, you treat yourself differently. You no longer tolerate what doesn't honor you. And there is nothing more attractive than that kind of confidence and self-respect. Let me give you an example. There was a woman I knew, let's call her Lisa. Lisa loved a man who didn't appreciate her. She texted him, called him, cried over him, and did everything to make him see her worth. But he kept taking her for granted. And then one day, Lisa made a choice. She didn't text him anymore. She didn't cry. She didn't beg. She just walked away in silence. At first, he didn't notice. At first, he kept living his life, thinking she'd come back. But slowly, as days passed, he started realizing something. He started realizing what he had lost. And by then, Lisa had already moved into her power. She was living her life feeling better than ever and radiating confidence. And that, baby, is what walking away like a queen looks like in real life. Think about this. A man who has never valued you suddenly has all the space to think. And in that thinking, he realizes he let someone amazing slip away. But here's the thing. You don't walk away for him. You walk away for yourself. You walk away to protect your heart. You walk away to honor your value. You walk away to show yourself that you are not a doormat, that you are not to be played with, that your love is precious and not for anyone who doesn't deserve it. And that, baby, is power. Real unshakable power. Now, I know it hurts. I know the urge to reach out is strong. I know your heart feels heavy, like a piece of you is missing. But I also know this. No text, no call, no tears can give you back your power. Walking away with dignity, walking away in silence is how you reclaim your life. It's how you show the world and yourself that you are not to be diminished, not to be ignored, and not to be taken for granted. It's how you step into your queen energy. And let me be real, this isn't about punishing him. This is about teaching him what he missed, teaching him that you are not disposable, teaching him that a woman who walks away like a queen cannot be replaced. And even if he never comes back, even if he never realizes, it doesn't matter because you've already won. You've already taken your power back. You've already honored yourself. You've already set a standard that no one can ignore. Too many women fail to understand this. You cannot make someone appreciate you. You cannot make someone love you. You cannot make someone see your worth. But what you can do is protect your own heart, preserve your dignity, and step into a life where you are treated like the queen you are. And every time you walk away in silence, every time you resist the urge to cry or text, you reinforce that standard. You reinforce that your love is not cheap. You reinforce that your peace matters. You reinforce that your value is non-negotiable. So the next time you feel the urge to reach out, to text, to cry, to explain why you gave so much, remember this: no tears, no text, just silence. Let that silence speak. Let it remind him of what he lost. Let it remind you of your strength. Let it remind the world that you are a queen. Queens don't chase. Queens don't beg. Queens don't compromise their dignity for anyone. And the beauty of it is this: when you walk away like a queen, you don't just regain your power, you radiate it. You become magnetic. You become irresistible, not because of your tears, not because of your messages, but because of your unshakable self-respect, your clarity, and your strength. Step into your queen energy. Step into your peace. Step into your power. Every tear you don't shed, every message you don't send, every desperate call you resist making, that is a victory. That is a win for your heart. That is a win for your dignity. That is a win for your life. Walking away like a queen is not just an action. It's a lifestyle, a mindset, a declaration that you will not tolerate anything less than what you deserve. And once you embrace that, nothing, and I mean nothing, can shake you. You are a queen, baby. And queens walk away with their crowns held high. No tears, no texts, just silence. Let me tell you something, baby. Life will try to make you small, and too many women let it. Too many women stay in situations where their hearts are being walked on, where their love is being taken for granted, and where they're given more than they're receiving. And all the while, they keep hoping that this man will wake up and realize what he has. But let me break it down for you real simple. No matter how much you hope, no matter how much you give, if he doesn't see your worth, he never will. And that's when you have to make a choice. You can keep chasing someone who doesn't value you, or you can step back, hold your head high, and walk away like a queen. No tears, no texts, just silence. The kind of silence that speaks louder than any words ever could. Walking away like a queen is not about cruelty. It's not about punishing him. It's about protecting yourself. It's about setting a standard. It's about saying, I am not here to be used. I am not here to be taken for granted. I am here to be loved, respected, and cherished. And when you embrace that mindset, something shifts inside you. Your energy changes. Your aura changes. You don't need to chase him because you know your value. You don't need to cry or text because you understand that your worth is not dependent on his recognition. That, baby, is power. That is strength. That is what it means to walk away like a queen. Too many women confuse love with sacrifice, thinking that the more they give, the more they prove their devotion. And yes, love requires effort, but it doesn't require that you diminish yourself, that you beg, that you cry over someone who doesn't care. Real love never makes you small. Real love lifts you. Real love respects you. And when a man fails to show you that respect, that's when you have to step back and reclaim your life. That's when you stop texting, stop explaining, stop chasing, and start walking away like a queen. Silence is a queen's secret weapon. Silence makes a man think. Silence makes him reflect. Silence makes him realize what he has lost while you were busy loving him unconditionally. When you stop reaching out, when you stop giving him constant access to your heart, suddenly he's left with only his thoughts. And those thoughts, because while you were giving, loving, and chasing, he took it all for granted. But in that silence, he starts to feel the absence. And baby, that absence is your power. That silence is your crown. That silence is you walking away like a queen. I want you to understand something important. Walking away like a queen doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong enough to resist the urge to beg, to cry, to send that text hoping for attention. It means you're strong enough to step back and honor your own heart. It means you're wise enough to know that your love is precious and it's not for someone who doesn't deserve it. And every time you resist the urge to chase, every time you stop reacting, you're reinforcing your value. You're proving that you will not settle. You're proving that you are a queen. Let me give you a story. There was a woman I knew. Let's call her Maya. Maya loved a man deeply. She texted him, called him, explained herself, and poured everything she had into him. But he kept taking her for granted. And then one day, Maya decided she had enough. She didn't text him anymore. She didn't cry. She didn't call. She just walked away in silence. And do you know what happened? He noticed. He started to wonder where she went, why she wasn't reaching out, why she wasn't chasing anymore. And in that silence, he realized what he had lost. But here's the thing. Maya didn't do it for him. She did it for herself. She did it to reclaim her heart, her peace, her dignity. And baby, that's what walking away like a queen really looks like. Walking away like a queen is also about boundaries. It's about refusing to allow someone to treat you poorly. It's about saying, I am not here to be manipulated. I am not here to be ignored. I am here to be respected. And boundaries are powerful because they protect you from being hurt unnecessarily. They give you space to breathe, to heal, and to grow. And when you combine boundaries with silence, you create an energy that no one can ignore. That energy communicates self-respect, strength, and unshakable value. And trust me, baby, that energy is magnetic. I know it's hard. I know your heart wants to reach out, to explain, to cry, to make him see your worth. But every time you don't, every time you resist, you are taking your power back. You are protecting your peace. You are honoring yourself. And that, my sister, is priceless. Because no text, no tears, no begging will ever give you the kind of power that walking away in silence will. That silence is your statement. It's your declaration that you will not settle for less than what you deserve. It's your way of showing yourself and the world that you are a queen. And here's something most women don't realize. Walking away like a queen is not just about him. It's about you. It's about reclaiming your life, your confidence, your happiness. It's about stepping into a version of yourself that is unstoppable, unshakable, and radiant. Every time you choose silence over tears, every time you choose dignity over desperation, you are becoming the woman you were always meant to be. A woman who commands respect, a woman who knows her worth, a woman who does not settle. Too many women stay in situations that diminish them because they confuse love with need. They confuse attachment with value. But walking away like a queen is the ultimate lesson in self-worth. It's a reminder that your heart is precious, your love is valuable, and your dignity is non-negotiable. And the moment you embrace that, everything changes. Your energy changes. The way people treat you changes. Your own life changes. You no longer tolerate what doesn't honor you, and that, baby, is power. So the next time you feel the urge to text, to call, to cry, to explain why you gave so much, remember this: no tears, no texts, just silence. Let that silence speak louder than any words. Let it remind him of what he lost. Let it remind you of your strength. Let it remind the world that you are a queen. Queens do not chase. Queens do not beg. Queens do not compromise their dignity for anyone. And when you walk away like a queen, you are not only protecting your heart, you are stepping into an energy that commands respect, radiates confidence, and attracts the love you truly deserve. Every time you resist the urge to react, every time you choose peace over pain, you are winning. Every time you choose silence over desperation, you are reclaiming your power. Every time you walk away like a queen, you are honoring yourself. And that, baby, is how you live life unapologetically. That's how you step into your queen energy. That's how you become unstoppable. And when you do, nothing, and I mean nothing, can take that away from you. You are a queen, and queens walk away with their crowns held high, no tears, no texts, just silence.